Now we are finally covering the nature of motivation. After engaging in this session, you'll be able to form basic understanding of the nature of motivation, uh, its definition, and how intrinsic motivation is different from extrinsic motivation. So motivation can be defined in different ways based on different scholars, different researchers, but these are the common definitions that are agreed upon many different scholars. So it's a desire and willingness to engage in and complete activities. And it's also a process of starting and sustaining goal-directed behaviors. Motivation is based on beliefs, like beliefs on competence, confidence, attitudes, values that you're going to soon learn, perceptions, and other cognitive factors. And motivation includes not only the quantity, like how much, like how many times students invest, or how much times students invest, or how many times students engage in the activities, but also the quality, like what type of activities students engage in. Like, do they engage in more challenging activities, or do they produce more like quality, like more higher quality products? So it includes not only quantity, but also quality dimensions. But as a teacher, how do you know that students are motivated or not? Like, teacher, here's my motivation, like, see it. Well, it's something that is not measurable, right? Well, there are some behavior indicators that can tell you whether the students are motivated or not. So, choice of activities. If students are motivated, they choose to do activity more. So, do you remember that I gave some activities where you can do only 5 out of 7 questions? Like you only need to answer the subset of questions. There were some students who, even though they could answer only 5 questions, that answered all 7 questions, and that definitely shows that students are motivated in doing that activity at least. Another indicator is the quality of effort. And not surprisingly, as students are motivated, they provide greater effort. So students use more effort for reading strategies. I can like when I'm reading your answers, I can definitely see like how much effort you put in, and that is another behavior indicator of students' motivation. Also, the persistent in task. As students are more motivated, they persist in activity longer. So on Carmen, you can actually see how much time, how long, like how much time students had invested in when doing the quizzes or when writing their responses and discussion activities. And definitely, there are some students who spend a lot of time in constructing the responses, whereas there are some students who tend to submit their answers within a short period of time. So that is also another indicator of the behavior. But there is some research that achievement is product of these direct effects, but it's itself a poor indicator of motivation. So many people think that if students are motivated, they may get higher grades, but it's not necessarily true. So students can get motivated, but can sometimes get unsatisfactory grades. Now let's look at the very basic type of motivation, which is intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. I'm pretty sure that you already know the concept, but just in case. So extrinsic motivation are motivation that has have occurred based on factors external to the individual. So these are the factors that are not related to the task or activities. So for instance, if students engage in the activities because they want to get good grades, because they want some money or they want some recognition, we can say that the students are extrinsically motivated. Intrinsic motivation has something to do with factors within the individual. And these factors are actually inherent in the task or activities. So students are put more effort and engage in these activities more because it's fun, and they find it pleasurable to develop a value skill, and maybe because they think that it's ethically and morally right thing to do. But what I really want to emphasize, and the reason why I make this video, is that there are two things that you should know as teachers about intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. First, learners may be simultaneously motivated by intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Some of you may put more effort, persist in the task in these activities of this course because you like learning and like you enjoy the activities, but also to get good grades. And that is very natural. Many learners can be extrinsically and intrinsically motivated. But what's more important is that research shows that intrinsic rewards keep students motivated longer. So usually, intrinsic motivation is regarded more um, adapted than extrinsic motivation, although this is not always the case. What you need to know is that extrinsic rewards can be beneficial, but these can undermine intrinsic motivation. So please do not use reward for intrinsically motivated tasks or activity. And like that is the reason why I do not like give candies or send gift card when you do the assignment well, because I kind of assume that you have some kind of like intrinsic motivation to do the activities well. So like there are sometimes like some students do submit like really quality responses that really touch me, and I sometimes need want to reward that by just sending gift cards, but I don't do that because if students put that much effort into that activity, they would have been like intrinsically motivated. So keep this in mind that if students are intrinsically motivated, you don't have to reward their behaviors.